Hi friends, it's Poppy here and I'm so happy that you came to visit me. Today I learned about the animal kingdoms in school and I want to show you everything I learned. So for this episode, I will share all the information I have. In the Minecraft world, we can find some of these animals. Not all of them obviously, but we can study from the ones that are here. So to start studying about these animals, we have to move to an open space. And here we are. This is the place I have prepared for today's episode. The animal kingdom is divided into two big groups. They are vertebrates and invertebrates. Vertebrate animals on this side have an internal skeleton which is formed by the bones. Invertebrate animals, on the contrary, don't have bones. Vertebrate animals are divided into 5 groups too. They are fish, birds, reptiles, amphibians, and mammals. You can see most of them here in this Minecraft world. Well, let's start learning about fish. Fish are animals that live in water. It can be salty water as in oceans or fresh water as in rivers and lakes. They are oviparous animals, which means that they are born from eggs. Fish are cold-blooded animals, and that means that they cannot control their body temperatures. It just depends on the water temperature. Other characteristics include that they have scales all over their bodies and breathe using their gills. Finally, they have fins and a tail to swim. Examples of these species are cod, salmon, tropical fish, and pufferfish. There's an extra animal here that is a guardian. Let's see why they are in this group. Here's a cod, salmon, tropical fish, pufferfish, and guardians. Guardians are in this list because they have fins and well, they live in water, so it's possible that they are fish. Let's continue with birds. They are oviparous as well. Birds are warm-blooded animals, which means that they keep their body temperature whether it's cold or hot outside. Birds breathe using their lungs. They have 2 legs and 2 wings, and they also have feathers. You just have to remember that not all birds fly, like penguins and chicken. Animals of this species are chicken and a parrot. Those are the only animals we have in Minecraft. And while chicken cannot fly, remember, but parrots, they do fly. Let's move on with the next group, which is reptiles. Reptiles are oviparous animals? Yes, they are also born from eggs. They are cold-blooded animals, remember. That means that their body temperature depends on the air temperature. They breathe using their lungs, and they have dry, hard scales covering their bodies. They do not need moisturizer on their skin. The only animal from this species is the sea turtle, and I have another creature here. First, let's examine the sea turtle. Do you see? It has dry skin. It has a dry shell. Yes? And then we have the dragon. Dragons are also reptiles because they have scales covering their bodies. They have hard and dry skin. So even though they do not exist, they could possibly be reptiles. Next group of animals is the amphibian group. Amphibians are oviparous animals as well. They are cold-blooded and they breathe using both lungs and skin. This means that they can live in both water and land. Amphibians have smooth and moist skin, and they have to keep it wet. Examples of these species are frogs and salamanders, but there aren't any in Minecraft. However, there are two creatures that share similar characteristics. First, let's examine this slime. It has smooth and moist skin as amphibians do. And they live mostly in swamps, which are wet places. Yes, their skin is similar to the amphibian skin. The next creature similar to amphibians is the strider. Striders do not live in water, they live in lava, but they can also live on land. If we watch a strider outside the lava, you can see that the skin is different. That's the reason they need to get into the lava to protect their skin. Look, it's just trying to get there, and there it is. So they will always find a way to get to the lava. Now, they share other characteristics with mammals, but we are going to study them later. So finally, mammals. Mammals are viviparous animals. That means they are born from their mother's belly. They are warm-blooded, remember? That means that they keep their body temperature whether it's cold or hot outside. Mammals breathe using their lungs. They have fur or hair, and they feed their young with milk. Some mammals live on land, others live in water, and others on air. I'm going to open the chest and you can see that this is a long list. So we are going to study them in groups. So the first group of mammals are the most common. The sheep, cow, even the mushroom, pigs, horses, rabbits, donkeys, mules, and llamas. All of them are mammals. To continue with the mammal list, we have ocelots, wolves. It's going to attack the rabbit. Cats, foxes, pandas. Now it's trying to get the fox. Polar bears, bats. Yes, remember, bats are not birds. They are mammals. And finally, the dolphin, which you may have thought it was a fish, but it's not a fish. It's a mammal. Humans are also mammals. So that's the reason we have the villager here. He's a mammal. And all the human-like creatures, like the wanderer, is a human as well. So it's a mammal. zombies. They also have human shape. Skeletons. You can even see all the bones. So they are obviously vertebrate. Withers, witches, and all the types of pillagers. All of them are mammals because they have human shape. There are other creatures in this list that are not necessarily mammals, but they share similar characteristics like the Enderman, which have that human shape. Oh, he doesn't want to show his face possibly. He has human shape. Then the Ravager that looks like an elephant or a rhinoceros. Then we have Vexes because they look human too. Piglins, zombified piglins. Hoglins, which look like pigs. Phantoms, which look like bats. I think they look like bats. So I don't think they are birds. And finally, the strider one more time. Excuse me. The strider also shares some mammal characteristics because they like to live in groups. And do you remember we talked about the hair? So they have those little hairs that could make us think that they are mammals. They also carry their young in the backs. You cannot see it here, but let's try to get one. They take care of their babies very well. No, no. Oh, well, no. But they carry their babies on the back sometimes. So that's a characteristic similar to mammals. And well, that's all for the vertebrate section. Now let's move to the invertebrate section. You may think that the vertebrate group is the biggest because of mammals. As we saw there, we had a long list of mammals, but the truth is that the invertebrate group is even bigger. Most of the animals in the planet are invertebrate. We don't have all of them in Minecraft, obviously, but I could just find 4 groups. And we are going to study those 4 groups. The first group is the mollusk group. Mollusks are animals that have soft skin and well, they live on water. So the one that I found is the squid. Squids are mollusks. And there's another creature that is not a mollusk, but it has some characteristics. It is the shulker. Shulkers have 2 shells that protect them, and they live inside of those 2 shells. So there is a little soft body inside of these 2 shells. Let's wait for it to open. There it is. So shulkers share gland characteristics, and glands are mollusks. So remember, invertebrate animals do not have bones. Mollusks do not have bones. Now let's move on to the sponges group. Sponges are animals. Did you know that? They live on water and they do not have bones. So they are invertebrates. Next, we have arthropods. Arthropods are divided in groups too. but I only found two types of arthropods. One of them is the arachnids, and arachnids have 6 to 8 legs. So some of these creatures are the spider, the cave spider, the endermite, and the silverfish. All of them are arachnids. The next group of invertebrates in the arthropod group are the bees. Bees are insects and they are invertebrate animals. They do not have bones. And they are called arthropods because they have a type of armor that protects their body. So finally, to end with the invertebrate group, we have the cnidarians. An example of a cnidarian is the jellyfish, and they are called like that because their body is mostly made of water. But we don't have jellyfish in Minecraft, but we have a similar creature to jellyfish. Can you think of one creature that looks like a jellyfish? A giant jellyfish that floats in the air? Well, we have the ghast. Yes, they look like jellyfish. Jellyfish are cnidarians, remember. And that's all for the vertebrate and invertebrate groups. Now, we are not finished yet. There are other creatures that I could not classify in any of the groups. And they are here. So we have 4 creatures that do not belong to any of the groups. First, we have the creeper. Creepers don't have human shape, they don't have arms, they don't have wings. They have these little feet that could be part of the arachnid group, but I'm not sure. What do you think? Then the magma cube. It's a very strange species. Cannot be classified into any of the groups. As well as the blaze. It doesn't even have a shape. It looks very strange. And finally, the well-known, the famous and popular wither. Yes? Well, first of all, it has 3 heads. So it cannot be classified into any of the groups. And did you think I was going to bring him to life? Well, no, it's too dangerous. And well, that was all for this episode about vertebrates and invertebrates. And now let's go back to school. And well, friends, that's all for this episode. I hope all this information was useful for you, and remember, if you like this video, share with your friends and subscribe to this channel. And remember, take care of animals and plants. See you later. Bye.